What's going on, racers? Scott Sedman here for Players Guild, your guildmaster, and today we have something new for Card Game Club. Another first look, but this time we have some product in hand, which is very exciting. And of course, this was sent to us pre the Kickstarter launch, which is actually live now when you can see this video. So I'll leave a link in the description so you can go and check out War. What is War? Well, it's World Auto Racing, a brand new card game based around the streets of street car racing. So I really came to it and then was like, ooh, this is like Tokyo Drift, and that's one of my favourite Fast and Furious movies. So let's get into it. Let's crack this box open and see what we have inside. I'm not sure how well the side shows that, but you've got a nice pattern around it. The back of the box contains the contents, which is always handy. And let's move scissors so YouTube doesn't get really antsy with us. And the big reveal. Oh, look at that. So we have our nice rules menu, small, compact. The game's pretty simple to play. And we'll quickly look through all these. Basically gives you an idea of the play area. Very well thought out, very colourful. Different card types. Explained. Team, trait, all the good stuff. Before you start, steps are around. This is a game for multiple people, or just 2 people if you want. Multiple decks come in the box, which is really handy. Even a progress line. This is actually really invaluable to have in a card game. And yeah, awesome. So shout out to Ariel Adamson, the game design and consultation. Well, that is wicked. So that's our little rule book, but we're all here for the cards, right? It's Card Game Club, so let's look at the cards you get inside. Let's start with Centaur. So these are nice and foil, which is really cool. Pre-built decks, but you can mix and match from what I've seen. Essentially you want 2 of these for a playset of all the cards, which is not too bad. There is a first edition print as well, so you can get the Kickstarter version or the first edition, which, come on, stay on track. I believe one of these cards, I think it's Ghost actually. It might be a Kickstarter exclusive, but other than that, look at that, that just looks super aesthetically pleasing, right? All foil, all nice sports cards that you can definitely see that street racer vibe on them. So let me get into these and we'll have a look at the types of decks. So we're going to start with Ghost. I think Ghost is my favourite looking one. So we've got a foil car, which, there you go. Bear with me while we get this new camera set up properly, but I kind of like it. It allows me to come up to you guys, as well as very readable. Oh, and we actually have a before you start and the progress in the deck as well, which is really handy, really great for all players to have. Oh, you got that new card smell as well, it proper hits you. So we've got a trait. I'm not going to go over all the cards, you can pause the video and see which cards you've got. You got a team card here with Scavenge. What I will say is the artwork is super comic booky and stylized, and I love it. Illustrators are mentioned on the card as well. You've got to love the illustrator credits, always. You got a team card reset. Late break, look at that, look, it's super, it's like straight out of a manga panel. That's really cool. Black flag, and as you can see here, I'm getting 2 ofs in some of them, so the hell was that? We got a backup plan, you know, you always need one of those in a good race. Recycled race tires, interesting. See, when I first saw this card, I thought it was someone in a wheelchair, and I was ready to give the team some props for like representation of being like, oh look, you got a character in a wheelchair. But you know, it's still a mod, it's a tire and bad dates. The game's all about denying your opponent, running on a certain course, which I'm sure we'll have a course card in here somewhere. The mods, modding up your car, souping it up. Your deck is called a garage, which I think is just super cool thematically. And yeah, here we are. So we've got a hairpin course here, which if you can see that, will it autofocus? Kind of. So these are landscape cards. So very much playing with what you expect. Oh, we have multiple courses actually. We have a corner, which, yep. We have a control card, Rummage. And we got Nerves, which is another control card. So that's essentially your basic deck and basic type of things. If you want to see how to play, then please do let me know. And you'll get a little montage of me cutting and opening these packs. But I'm going to pass it back to Past Scott, who's going to take you through the website. Thank you, Past Scott, or Present Scott, or Future Scott. I'm really not sure on the terms of the linearity here, but we are back looking at the website. Of course, today is the day in which the Kickstarter will be available, but I wanted to just run over the website and then we'll run over what you're actually going to get on the Kickstarter in depth. So when you come to the website, you have greeted with World Auto Racing, of course, the collectible card game. Really handy. As I mentioned, guys, no booster packs with this Kickstarter or first edition, just boom, all the decks in the box. You got your exclusive car, which we'll talk about. Sign up now to get all the notifications on their newsletter. I recommend you do that. It's really cool. So we'll go into a bit of the About section, which it just goes over the game, what its core philosophy is. It's different, right? Like, and you get all of these collectible card games, TCGs, and they're all very high fantasy, futuristic monsters. It's very rare we see something like this where it's based on the street racing world, which is awesome. And it's very thematic. You do feel like you're going around these corners. You're trying to one-up your opponent. You're modding your cars. You're using your NOS. It's very, very engaging to play and really easy to pick up. And then we get over to... Oh, I have just clicked off of it. That's on me. We'll get over to the card search, which is so good. Obviously, follow them on Instagram at the top there. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. So we do have some FAQs, which is great, and this can be updated in time when needed, which is fantastic. But one feature I love so much is just bang, view decks. So yes, you can mix and match cards and stuff like that to make your own custom decks. But say I wanted to just build the Ghost deck off the bat. Here you go. There's the number of cards you get in it. And then here are what they look like. So you can even just go and find them by pictures. This is super handy for all players, right? I'm someone who likes to keep my collection organized, but I also do like to do that experimentation. So after a few mixes and matches, I'm not going to have those same decks that started. But if I want to introduce the game to a new player, I want to rebuild those decks. So it's really handy to have this resource, and it's really pretty. High quality images of the cards, which is great for content creators. And yeah, just it goes over all the decks, how many you need, and the type of cards you want to get. It's the perfect little card searcher. And we do have a view all cards, which then takes us through all the cards currently available. This can be updated. Obviously, you can see, like, we could probably expect a filter for sets or releases. So if it is a success, which I believe it will be, because it is quite a fun game with a unique selling point of that street racing world, then I expect we could see view sets or something like that to even further break it down. A really good card search tool, 100% recommend it. Even click on it, you get the full card artwork there, and that is what we like to see. Then we have a rules breakdown, which is also in the box, so if you need to check the rules, then by all means you can. This is just a printout of like a long page of that rules book that you'll get in the handbook, which this is still my favorite thing that's introduced here. Honestly, please guys, if you're looking to take inspiration from any card game, do include this. It's very it's so good. Like, it just shows you how rules break down without having to go into a detailed 1.1 checkpoint system. Obviously that is needed in the long run, but for a visual breakdown for new players, this is exactly what you want to see. So huge shout out to the World Auto Racing team for including that. Honestly, it's probably one of the best things I've seen coming out of a thought-out card game, and I love the play area. See how it's made. You've got the shared area, which is the courses and the conditions. You've got your mods, which is just great because that's like NOS, and again, as I'm sure Scott has mentioned in the past, we've got, like, I grew up on Need for Speed Underground and Fast and Furious, and that's kind of my go-to for street racing and all of that kind of stuff. And I love how your garage is your deck and your junkyard it is, well, your discard. So much, like, thought out like in terms of themology and the narrative framing of the game. It's something that's often overlooked, but I really do appreciate the effort that's gone into making this a realized world of World Auto Racing. And I'm sure this blog will be updated in the future, but currently the last post was from the 14th of October, and as mentioned, we're going to quickly go over, that's the wrong thing, the Kickstarter tiers and what you're going to get. So for $49, so just shy of 50, you're going to be able to get the Kickstarter limited edition 5-deck box, which includes the exclusive Ghost car and unique Kickstarter exclusive colours for all the other cards. Did not know that the other cards were exclusively coloured, but the Ghost car, which you have seen in the unboxing, which is this one there with the giant R on it, is exclusive, so that's really cool. Nice to have exclusive stuff like that. Hopefully it's not like the best card in the game, so like hopefully other people can get it, but I'm sure the team will do a fine job of balancing that out and making sure you can't just pay to win. But yeah, that's it. The box itself looks very sleek and nice. The card backs feel great. As mentioned, you get the foil cards, which look super cool. They're all pre-con decks, but you can mix and match. And so for $220, total all cards marked with the K for the Kickstarter. I don't think mine were Kickstarter marked, but that's not a problem. Because obviously mine wasn't a Kickstarter version. And then all applicable stretch goals. So interested to see what the stretch goals end up being. And then a $5 flat shipping rate. And then I think this is probably what most people are going to want to get, is the $98, the twin limited edition backer bonus, because you get 2 copies of it, which is great. So that means you'll have a playset of everything and then some, because there's some decks that come with like 3 or 4 copies of a card. And there's other cards in those decks that do overlap, which is great for building cards and just being like, well, I've got 4 of these cards, I can put them in any deck, it's all good. But then you also get this amazing playmat. I wish I knew this was a thing before making this video. I would have been like, hey guys, can you send over that mat as well? But yeah, so no spaces for gameplay. I know it's a really controversial thing. It's like some people just like artwork mats, some people like mats that actually show the zones and are really teachable. Either are acceptable, but this looks amazing. Look at the artwork. The red on that bridge really popping, and I really think it's something unique to look at. This is a lot of war has some astonishingly good artwork, and it just blows me away every time I see some of these cards. Like it's an aesthetic you don't see in card games. It's very hard to pinpoint because it's a mix of that comic book cartoon style, but it's got manga-esque panels on it, and it's just this unique blend. There you go. That's what we can see the playmat of there, is Deep Fog. So really cool to see. All of these courses would look great on the map. I mean, we've seen downhill in lots of their key visuals before, so that on a playmat would look amazing. And obviously, you can even do something really cool with the cars, thinking about it now. Because obviously the cars themselves are iconic, right? They'll be iconic to this game. And yeah, lots to look forward to with what. I'm really hope to see you guys like latch onto it. We're gonna work on a gameplay video when we can, when it's safe to do so, when me and Loki can meet up and have a race. But yeah, if you want us to keep continuing to follow World Auto Racing, guys, that's what Card Game Club's about. Is let us know if you're interested in seeing more. I have been Scott Severin from Players Guild, your #1 racer in the world. Pew, 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 pew. I'll leave the links in the description and or comments so you can find the Kickstarter when it does go live. And yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Will you be picking up War? And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.